30 May 2022. Morning Murli, Om Shanti, BapDada, Madhuban. Sweet children, the Father has come to fulfill all your pure desires. Ravan fulfills your impure desires, and the Father fulfills your pure desires. Question: what will be the final state of those who disobey the Father Srimad? Answer: those who disobey Srimad will be taken home by the evil spirits of Maya to the sons of Ram is with you. There will then be very severe punishment. Anyone who doesn't follow Srimad will die. Dharamraj will take the full account. This is why the Father gives you children very good directions. Children, be aware of the wrong directions of Maya. It shouldn't be that you belong to the Father and that perform sinful actions, for there would then have to be 100-fold punishment. Not to follow Srimad and to stop studying is to have bad wishes for yourselves and not have mercy for yourselves. Song: Salutations to Shiv. Om Shanti. Devoted sing the praise of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. They even say, "Oh God, oh shivbaba," who said this. The soul remembered Baba because the soul knows that he has a physical father and also the paralokik father, Shivbaba. Only once does he come and incarnate in Bharat. People sing, "Oh purifier, come and make impure corrupt beings elevated and pure." However, none of them consider themselves to be impure or corrupt. Not everyone is the same. Each one's status is his own. The story of the karma of each one is unique. One cannot be the same as another's. The Father sits here and explains, because of not knowing the Father, you have become such impure orphans. People say you are the purifier and the bestower of salvation for all. So, how could the Gita or the Ganges be the purifier? Who made you so senseless? Ravan, the five vices. Everyone is now in Ravan's kingdom. That is, they are all in the cottage of sorrow. The heads have so many worries. Everyone is unhappy, and this is why they call out, "Oh Baba, come and take us to heaven. Make us constantly free from disease. Make us into those with long lifespans, full of peace and wealth." The Father is the ocean of peace and happiness. This cannot be the praise of human beings. Human beings say, "Shivoham," means "I am Shiv," of themselves, but they are impure. The Father explains, you say that the Father is omnipresent, but nothing seems to ring true with that idea. Even devotion couldn't continue because devotees remembered God. There is only one God and many devotees. When they all say that I, God, am in the pebbles and stones, and their intellects became stone, I have to come. He has the pure world established through Brahma, the father of people. These are adopted children of Brahma, the father of people. There are so many children. The number of them will continue to increase even now. Those who became Brahmins will then become deities. Previously, you were Shudras. You then became Brahmins, the mouth-born progeny of Brahma. And you will then become deities and warriors. The cycle continues to turn. Only the Father explains this. This is the human world, whereas in the subtle region there are angels. There are no trees there. The human world tree is here. Therefore, the Father comes and places the urn of the nectar of knowledge on the heads of the mothers. In fact, there is no nectar. This is knowledge. The Father comes and gives the teachings of easy Raj Yoga. The Father says, I am incorporeal. I enter the body of the number one human being. He himself says, only after I enter the body of Brahma Can there be the Brahmin community? Brahma is needed here. The resident of the subtle region is the subtle Brahma. I entered this gross and one in order to make him into an angel. You two became angels at the end. You Brahmins have to become pure here. You will then go and take birth in the pure world. You don't enlist in either type of violence. To use the sword of lust is the strongest violence through which human beings experience sorrow from its beginning through the middle to the end. People have been using the sword of lust from the Copper Age onwards, and it was from that time they started to fall. Human beings have knowledge of devotion, of studying the Vedas and scriptures, and of performing worship. They speak of knowledge, devotion, and disinterest. It is only after devotion that Baba inspires you to have disinterest in the whole world because this impure world has to be destroyed. This is why you have to forget all bodily relations, including your own bodies. Connect your intellects in yoga with me alone. Let your practice be such that you don't remember anyone else at the end. You are inspired to renounce this old world. Only the unlimited Father inspires you to have unlimited renunciation. Everyone has to take rebirth. How else would there be so much growth? The people of Bharat receive power from the purity of those who have limited renunciation. There can be no other land as pure as Bharat was. This is the birthplace of the Father. However, people don't know how the Father incarnates or what he does. They don't know anything at all. They speak of the day of Brahma and the night of Brahma. Day means heaven and the night means hell. They don't know this. The night of Brahma is also the night of your children. The day of Brahma means it also becomes the day of your children. Everyone has become degraded in the kingdom of Ravan. Your children are now receiving salvation from the Father. At this time, you are the children of God. Brahma is the son of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, and you are his adopted children. And you are therefore the grandchildren of shivbaba. This child, Brahma, listens to everything, and you grandchildren also listen to it. This knowledge will disappear. Only the Father comes and teaches you Raj Yoga. The parts of the sannyasis are separate from the parts of you who belong to the original eternal deity religion. There, the lifespans of the deities are long. There is no untimely death there. Their deities are soul conscious, not God conscious. Then, when Maya enters, they become body conscious. At this time, you are soul conscious and also God conscious. You know that at this time, you are the children of God. You also know the occupation of God. This is pure pride. To say Shivoham of yourselves or to say that you are God is impure pride. You have now come to know yourselves and also God from God. You know that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul comes every cycle. It is He who gives temporary happiness even on the path of devotion. All of those images are non living. Whatever pure desires you have when you pray, I fulfill all of those pure desires of yours. It is Ravan who fulfills your impure desires. Many people learn occult powers. Those are the dictates of Ravan. I am the bestower of happiness. I don't cause anyone sorrow. People see that God gives happiness and sorrow. That is also defaming me. If it were like that, they do, they call out to me, God have mercy and forgive me. You know there will be a lot of punishment from Dharamraj. The father explains, children, there is no essence and scriptures of the path of devotion. You no longer enjoy devotion. You don't even say, oh God, souls remember the Father with their hearts. This is the soundless chant. The entitled Father speaks to souls. Souls listen. If you say He is omnipresent, then all are God. The Father says your intellects have become stone-like. Human beings are very afraid of receiving bad wishes from their Guru. The Father is the bestower of happiness. The Father doesn't have bad wishes, nor is He without mercy for the children. When children don't follow Srimad or don't study, they are being merciless to themselves. The Father says, children, remember me, your Father. There is no devotion in the golden and silver ages. It is now the night, and so people continue to stumble around. This is why it is said that there is darkness without the Sadguru. Only the Sadguru comes and tells you the secret of the whole cycle, and how you were deities who then became warriors, merchants, and Shudras. This is how you completed your 84 births. You took 8 rebirths in the Golden Age, 12 births in the Silver Age, and then 63 births in the Copper and Iron Ages. The cycle has to turn. Human beings don't know these things. Thus Bharat was the master of the world. There were no other lands at that time. When the land of falsehood begins, all other lands come into existence. Look how much battling and quarreling, etc., there is now. This is the world of orphans. They don't know the Father. They continue to cry out, "Oh God!" The Father says, "I only come once to purify the impure world." People thought that Bapu, means Gandhi, was establishing the kingdom of Ram and gave him a lot of money. However, he never used that money for himself. In spite of that, the kingdom of Ram was not established. Thus one is Shivbaba, and he is the bestower. He simply explains that destruction has to take place. Rather than other things, use your money in a worthwhile way. Open centers, etc. Put up a board. Come and claim your inheritance of heaven from the Father in a second. The Father says, only by remembering me will you become pure. The cycle should turn around in your intellects. Only Brahmins became protectors of the sacrificial fires. Thus is the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra, not a sacrificial fire of Krishna. There are no sacrificial fires in the golden age. This is the sacrificial fire of knowledge. All the rest are sacrificial fires of devotion. When they have a sacrificial fire, they have so many types of scripture. They make a pickle out of all of them. They mix them all up. That cannot be called sacrificial fire of knowledge. Baba says, I have created the sacrificial fire of knowledge of Rudra. Those who follow my directions will receive a big prize of the kingdom of the world. I give you children the gift of liberation and liberation in life. Baba says you have said of human beings that there are 8.4 million spaces to go through, whereas of me you have said that I am in every particle. Nevertheless, I uplift everyone and became their server. By following the dictates of Ravan, you have been insulting me. This drama is also predestined. You children now have to follow Srimad at every step. The Father gives very good directions. Maya gives you bad directions, and this is why you have to remain cautious. If after belonging to me you perform any sinful actions, you will receive 100-fold punishment. With the power of yoga, you will even receive a pure body. Sannyasis say that souls are immune to the effect of their actions and their bodies are impure, which is why they go and bath in the Ganges. Oh, but if souls are not real gold, how could their jewelry be real gold? At this time, even the 5 elements are Tampradham. The spiritual government of yours is the greatest. However, you don't have even 3 square feet of land to do service. I make you into the masters of the world. I give you such a kingdom of the world that no one can cause any complications there. You became the masters of the sky, the ocean, and everything. There are no limits there. You have now become completely poverty stricken. You are now becoming the masters of the world once again, and so you have to follow Srimad. If you don't follow Srimad, you die. Then the evil spirits of Maya will carry you home with them to the sons of Ramas with you. There will be severe punishment. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, serve the yajna with a lot of love. Follow Srimad at every step and claim from the Father the fruit you want, which means the kingdom of the world. Second point, destruction has to take place. So use everything you have in a worthwhile way. If you have money, open a center and become an instrument to benefit many. Blessing. May you be merciful like the Father and serve with your mind at a fast speed. Explanation. You can increase your treasure of blessings received from the Father at the confluence age as much as you want. Simply continue to give them to others, just as the Father is merciful. Become as merciful as He is, not just with words, but with the attitude of your mind to the atmosphere. Give souls the powers you have received, since you have to complete the task of serving the whole world in a short time. Do service at a fast speed. The busier you are in doing service, the more easily you will become a conqueror of Maya. Slogan. Those who serve at every step with their content and happy lives are true servers. Om Shanti